Greetings, wonderful people, and welcome to a moment I've been waiting for more than a year. This moment, this experience, this time, this 2/22/2022, and specifically 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm sure with 22 seconds, is just, oh, it's just butter. Butter. This marks a moment in time of when I say deep alignment and repair and worldwide activation. It's here, it's happening. What we've been praying for is occurring. What we've been preparing for is occurring. This is a time of allowing, of letting in, of receiving the gifts of the fruits of our actions, the fruits of our effort. This is a time to take deep breaths, opening our form. If there's any hesitation in our body, just letting it just so instantly dissolve so we can receive what true alignment and repair means. And we're going to play a song to start with. This is a song that it's been around for many, many decades, and it's a rendition by a woman named Eva Cassidy. And the soul with which she sings this has always touched me in such a profound way. And it's not going to be a surprise. I'm going to tell you the name of the song. It's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And the words of this song have always struck me since I saw The Wizard of Oz. I mean, do you remember, for those of us that are old enough, that it was usually played on a Sunday, 3 hours with lots of commercials plus once a year. There was no DVDs and there was no renting anything on TV. It was just played every year and wouldn't miss it. Those flying monkeys tortured the bejesus out of me. Terrible nightmares. But what I love the idea of that troubles could melt like lemon drops. I've always wanted that. That's a sign that I wanted to put over my healing space, where troubles melt like lemon drops, where there's a little bit of tart and then, ooh, sweet. Also, lemons are very alkalizing. And if you haven't ever heard me say, to get your body in an alkaline state, just like the alkalizer Ever Ready Bunny, to get ourselves in an alkali state allows us to be a channel for energy in just a really full way. And then there's this one line that it's just, I didn't invent this feeling. I mean, it comes with the genius of the song, whoever sings it, but the line where, if the bluebirds can fly over the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? That's somewhere over the rainbow. I've been speaking recently about suspending disbelief. It's suspended for me. It's suspended, dismantled, dissolved, and reconfigured, realigned, whoosh, catalyzed into pure creative life force energy. So to be able to listen to the song today and to know that I am over the rainbow with those little bluebirds, you're with me, you're with us, regardless of where you are in your own personal time and space when you receive this. We're together in this moment now, and ooh, is it contagious. So receive this song. We're playing it in here, so the technology might not be the greatest. You can always listen to it on your own. Eva Cassidy's rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I'm going to close my eyes to take it in. And I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to feel the sweetness that comes when longing is fulfilled in such a powerful way. Enjoy, revel, and let your whole being be enlightened. So, how about the end of that song, ending with I can fly? We can fly like happy little bluebirds above the rainbow to the pot of unlimited gold. So, this delusion of lack is dissolved. It's an extraordinary time in humanity, this crossroads of the soul. It is the greatest gift that we can give ourselves to pledge allegiance to the truth of the infinite oneness in which we are part of, and to the public, all of us, to all of us, in which we stand on the truth within. One creation, one with God, indivisible, with liberty and justice and joy and vibrant health and real happiness and sustainable prosperity and unrelenting compassion and true faith and unrestricted abundance and dance and laughter and hope and kindness and surrender and generosity of spirit and so much more for all. Wow. As my dearest friend Catherine says, also known as Rose Heartfire in the Council, that's a life worth living. That's a life worth dying for. There's this beautiful quote that live for God and die for God. And whatever God means to you. Are you tired of hearing the litany yet? God, Great Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, Baba, Science, Nature, Love, Universe, Goddess, Oneness, Forever in a Moment. Oh, I wrote a, well, I think it's beautiful. I wrote a beautiful blog called Forever in a Moment, which is another name for the divine. Which reminds me, I think it is pretty beautiful. There's a quote from, my guy, Mayor Baba, that false modesty begets weakness and greatness begets humility. Because when we know we're great, we know that we are great because we are of the greater. There is nothing egoic about it. It's more a spontaneous praise of our deepest longings being true. And so this session today on 2/22/22, we're coming up in 10 minutes. It's 2:12 right now, Eastern Standard Time, in the fleeting now, in which this eternal now energy is being impressed. We will be creating space. Another one of my favorite quotes is things that are real are given and received in silence. And we will have a sound instrument called the tambura going, but with no words, as we allow this culminating point. I received such an incredible letter from someone who I believe to be one of the most purest servants of love and light on the planet, and that I have the great blessing to know, to love in the oneness and to correspond with. And I want to read a little bit of her letter to me today. I read it to Catherine and Helen, who are here right now, and I said, just imagine like a saint or a perfect master wrote me a letter like Saint Teresa of Avila, and I'm reading it for the first time with you. I don't think she would mind that I'm reading this to you because she is a huge fan. I don't even say fan. She is a energetic supporter of the Galactic Council Women All Genders Welcome mission, and listens and reads everything and supports the service from the highest through us. And she's extraordinary. We all have continued to witness the struggle, both in the individual and in the collective, to harmonize these dual elements, masculine and feminine, within the psyche, Of course, the challenge is to integrate these into a harmonized whole, which cannot be successfully done if one element is favored or given greater importance than the other. Soon after I came to Baba, which means having a union with the beloved divine as you know it, I received a message in my sleep state as if being pronounced by the great Oz. Oh my God, great Oz. You are now receiving a balancing of the heart and the head. These words seem to reverberate and echo in and into my being. And I can still feel the sense of having been downloaded, given something gratis from consciousness itself. It is no wonder that the search for the highest human love that contains the divine qualities is so overwhelmingly desired, hoped for, and longed for. It is the search for our own unacknowledged wholeness, our own divinity that we see mirrored in others. This undeniable longing is that which leads us inexorably to the final union, consciousness itself. Francis Brabazon, Baba's poet, once said to a young woman who was expressing her heartache at having loved a man whom she felt had let her down, "Never regret any experience of loving anyone, for it is that one who has revealed to you the love that is in your own being." Beautiful, huh? So here we are in 222. I heard these words from Baba this morning. We are heading to the culminating point. I immediately Googled culminating point. I mean, isn't she just spectacular? Oh my God. And found this. This is the definition: a point at which a force can no longer, when a force no longer has the capability to continue its operation in offense or defense. I would take that to mean that action based in polarity cannot continue on this planet. That a resolution of the opposites will be required to continue the human experiment if we want our species to continue. In every moment, I'm now watching to see what the divine does, almost sniffing the air to see if I can pick up on anything in the offing. And that's an excerpt from that. It's 2:17 now. This moment in time, we have been calling it the alignment and repair worldwide activation. And like loving to look up words as I do on this Tuesday. Isn't it fun that this is happening on a Tuesday too? Alignment means to have an arrangement in a straight line or in appropriate relative positions, a position of agreements or alignment. And it's from the French. I probably can't pronounce it. A-L-I-G-N-E-R. Alinéa? French, anyone here? I mean, first of all, French, I think, vibrates at the level of pure pleasure. And so what we are here in this moment, this alignment, is to bring into perfect relative position, into alliance, to be allies rather than adversaries, with ourselves, with our thoughts, with our bodies, with our families, with our friends, with our coworkers, with everyone and everything. And repairing, means, in the definition of it, to fix or mend a thing from damage or fault. To fix or mend a thing from damage or fault. And I just think fault. Let's just let go of any of those notions of fault. That's what mends it, that there really is no fault. It's just something we've forgotten. And it comes from the Latin reparare, re meaning back, and parare, make ready, and the old French reparer. Don't know if I'm saying these right. But I love that, to come back, to make ready again. We get so many do-overs here on this extraordinary planet of ours. And we are getting a culminating point do-over where we get to revel in the new possibilities. It's extraordinary that you're part of this. I think this repairing is the repairing of our soul with our personality. We're more likely the repairing of our personality with our soul. The soul, you know, the divinity is always radiating consciousness, but we forget, and we are bringing our consciousness back. And once we do, all the suffering we have experienced amounts to practically nil. No more bindings, no more wounds, all better. It's 2:20 right now on 2/22/2022, Tuesday. When I was pregnant with my fourth child, I received Reiki attunements when I was pregnant because I was told that this child was going to die in utero, and even if the child survived, would need multiple surgeries and all sorts of things. And the result of that was this young child, and now a young adult, has these attunements, these this ability, as we all do, to pulsate the infinite energy of the oneness, because that's what we are. And this offspring of mine can still chant the sacred symbols from Reiki, and at the end, and David, his name is David, David now identifies as non-binary transgender, they would put hands on and say the sacred symbols, and at the end they would say, "You feel much better." So as we go into this, we're going to go into silence now. Just know, bygones, as they would say in Ally McBeal, if you remember that, we all feel much better. I welcome you to this ever present moment, to this heaven on earth moment, to the fulfillment, sounds so biblical, of the prophecies. Your body is a vehicle for the release of divine life, instrumental in bringing the kingdom of heaven on earth. Can you feel the bliss, the divine bliss, the infinite bliss? There's so many trinities. One of the trinities I love. Ooh, I think I'm going to sneeze. Ooh. Must be true. Thank you. Well, thank you. Is the trinity of infinite knowledge, infinite power, and infinite bliss. All three of them rising like a pyramid right now. Imagine seeing it over your whole human form is being enveloped by an ever generating pyramid of infinite knowledge, infinite power, and infinite bliss on the three sides of the pyramid. And now calling on the energy of the sacred geometry, golden Merkaba. See another triangle forming, the point down this time if you have the point up, whichever way, just at the opposite, joining it. Infinite knowledge, infinite power, and infinite bliss. These huge pyramids intersecting within you, and you in the center of them, the place, the subset, the intersection of the top of both, allowing them now to spin counterclockwise, to cleanse and clear and purify any remaining bindings or unhealthy attachments or lower vibrational cords or energies, just like poof, as it spins. And then allowing the spinning to come to stillness and bask in this point until I give the signal to reactivate it counterclockwise. And now activate it counterclockwise to regenerate, revitalize, and restore every bit of your being in alignment with radiant health. Perfect mind, perfect body, perfectly healthy ego in alignment and subservience to the master, your soul, to the greater. Now continuing with the golden Merkaba, just pouring forth into you what your body is just soaking up in your mind and your spirit and your energy structure and your energy field. Immediately call to your imagination, which is your divine power, your infinite power. A golden Merkaba that now encompasses the whole of Earth. Initiate it spinning counterclockwise to cleanse and revitalize and transform all lower vibrational energies. And let that come to stillness. And then initiate it clockwise to regenerate, revitalize, and restore everyone and everything, including Mother Earth herself. And then bringing this activation of the Golden Merkaba, this experience to completion, knowing that you can reactivate this for yourself and for all at any time that you so feel called. To serve in this moment is like some of the best service that we can ever possibly imagine. Sometimes service is really intense and painful and messy and heartbreaking and aggravating. But then there's the kind of pure service that after the effort that we put in, we get to experience. The service that comes from living in the way we want to live and modeling that. So whenever you're receiving this, bask in the energy of this ever present eternal now and find activities after this and at any time that bring true pleasure, the kind of pleasure that sustains your body rather than depletes it. Touch yourself with the sacred caressing of a spirit incarnated. Are there places on your body that you love? I love my lips. I love the space between my breasts. I love the space in my hip creases. There's just places that are so soft on my body that I really love. On this body that is just a flower that will have no use beyond the shining hour or shining lifetime. Get a massage, a pedicure, acupuncture, healing touch, hugs. Sweet Lord, if we've ever been in a hug fast, it's been recently. And know that as you dissolve your defenses to feeling and you're willing to go through that 1% of suffering that's necessary, which is the type that when our ego feels that it might be annihilated and it feels like actual death, and it might feel like panic and anxiety and dread and depression. But when you go through that valley of the shadow of the death of the ego and you fear no evil, and you know the paradox that you have to go one by one through that valley, but you don't have to do it alone because love is everywhere and love is everything. And goodness and mercy surely are following us all the days of our lives. I believe in you. I believe in me. I believe in love. I believe in humanity. I believe in the Galactic Council of Women, all genders welcome. And I believe in a greater force, a higher power that is supporting us right now to awake now. And I will complete by two things. The kind of pleasure that we had at the Galactic Council of Women, all genders retreat this afternoon was a sublime sandwich made by Catherine Rose Heart on Fire. By the way, if you sing the song Ring on Fire by Johnny Cash, which we did at our karaoke session yesterday, insert Rose Heart on Fire for Ring on Fire. It ups the amperage, and I'm sure Johnny, wherever he is, would agree. So that sandwich was sourdough bread lightly toasted, and then slices of brie and dark chocolate. There's a fair trade dark chocolate from Trader Joe's that is Catherine's favorite for this recipe. And then you put that sandwich in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes or so until it melts ish. And then you consume it like a child with chocolate all over and feel the incredible richness. The mother's milk energy in a brie and the sourdough crunch and the staff of life, the bread of life, and the chocolate. Oh, the enlivening chocolate and the antioxidants and the magnesium of that cacao coming together, sharing it. You can share it with others where we're in the mutual sandwich-gasm. It's extraordinary. Sandwich-gasm, I think coined for the first time right after 222. Of course, we did have a small side salad, which will help with that roughage. Find pleasure. Seek occasions to be in pleasure. I love when I was doing a year-long work with an amazing sexual therapist and coach, healing my issues around that I had come by honestly. She guided me in a way, and this is how I took the instructions, is do the next most pleasurable thing. In recovery, it says do the next most bestest, I'm saying it wrong, but the next rightest, most right thing. And what if the next most right thing is pleasurable? And not in the sense pleasure that doesn't deplete, pleasure that elevates. The next most pleasurable thing. Teal Swan just did a whole self-love whoosh immersion. And I love it that it's what would someone who loved themselves do? So it's like WWWWT, the whole initials, but it's like, what would someone who loved themselves do? Let that be a mantra for you in making choices about action, about words, about feelings, even as we go into this new age in the pre-Incan culture, the healing culture. We are now dawning in the new day. The new day is here. The brightness is here. The choice we have is whether we enjoy it or not, whether we radiate it or not. I know we're doing that. And I want to read one more thing to complete. Let's see if I have it here. It might actually be under it is under the thing. So I'm going to get a little tinier. Oh, no, it isn't. Do you know where the discourses is? Well, I can probably memorize it. There's Helen. Hi. I'll just say what I know. All right, you ready? True love is unconquerable and irresistible. It goes on gathering power until it eventually transforms everyone it touches. Humanity will attain a new mode of being through the free and unhampered interplay and being of pure heart to pure heart. I mean, that's a mic drop moment. That's what we're doing. The free and unhampered interplay of pure love from heart to heart, and from the purest part of my heart to the purest part of yours, to the purest parts of everyone and everything. So that becomes our foundation point. This is what we build on now, not exclusive buildings, but inclusive ones for ourselves and for all. I wish you an extraordinary, wonder, awe, love, joy-filled experience of being you. And I am so crazy grateful that I get to play with you in this playground called Earth. And so could we play the Wonderful World mashup? Deep breaths. And let the truth of this vibration.
Eva Cassidy again?
Sure. Let's get Eva back again. Healing that whole Adam and Eve mumbo jumbo. Eva Cassidy.
Red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I pray to watch them grow, and they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But they're really saying, I love you. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But they're really saying, oh, I love you, I love you. Trees of green, I love you. And red roses too. I love you. Oh, I love you. To myself, what I love you. Oh, to myself. What a wonderful world.
Love and blessings, dear wonderful people.